My name is Will Golder. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Jersey in the Channel Islands. I got into bobsleigh by, in a way, complete accident. And it was a bit of a crazy thing that hit the front page of the Jersey paper and said that the new governor wants to set up a link to bobsleigh. And everyone thought, is this guy mad? What does he mean? I got to school, I was showing him around, and he said, have you seen him trying to set up this link to bobsleigh? And I said, yeah, I read it in the paper. And he said, well, what do you think? Why don't you try? And it's now been 3 years, going into my 4th year this year, that I've represented Great Britain, from a freak conversation to now 3 years down the line, doing 3 full years with them. And the idea now is, and my hope is that in a year and a bit's time, I'll be representing Great Britain at the Olympic Games. Bobsleigh training will always affect my day-to-day life because my life has to evolve around my training and what I do. Everything I do at the moment is gearing up towards my racing season. So we do have to make some sacrifices. You know, I can't live the crazy party lifestyle that some people live, and I'm lucky to have an understanding friends and family that help and support you in that. And I think any athlete that goes on to high performance sport, everyone has to make sort of commitments to their sport, and their life almost becomes their sport for a little while.
So I've done my warm-up on the indoor track, and then this is our bobsleigh push track here.
My name's Lee Johnston. I'm the current development performance coach for British Bobsleigh, and I've competed here as an athlete in bobsleigh for the best part of 17 years prior to this job.
It can be strenuous at times, but that's why we're lucky to have the coaches and staff with us that manage certain aspects of the sport, take the weight of admin and things off our shoulders so that we can concentrate solely on pushing a sled and racing. My job as a driver is to steer the sled through the corners, down the track as fast as I can. The brakeman in the four-man, there's 2 on the side handles and then 1 on the back of the sled. They effectively all push the sled at the start, then they all jump in sequence, and they get in and they sit down as still as they can to go down the track whilst I drive it down the track. A team within the bobsleigh has to work very close together. If we didn't get on, the team aspect and the enjoyment of the sport wouldn't be there, and I think that you'd probably find a lot of people would think, do you know what, if I'm not enjoying it, what's the point? The other aspect to our team is our individual teams. Within those separate teams, it's also really important for the guys to get on. We're lucky as Great Britain that I don't know anyone that doesn't get on together. We're quite a close-knit team, and we all like to have a laugh with each other. Injuries happen. As athletes, it would be a miracle if I went through my career without getting injured. I had a late grade 2 tear, which is, you know, quite a bad tear. It put me 8 weeks behind my targeted, you know, where I wanted to be with my training. But I think we've caught up now. I don't think that I'm at any disadvantage at all. But it took an injury like that to mean that I've now come back a lot stronger. I'm running faster than I've ever been, and I'm stronger than I've ever been now.
So far he's been pretty successful, that's why he's here and that's why he's funded. He's in the best shape of his life, he's going to have his best year yet. He's certainly, the data and the form he's shown on the push track so far suggest he's going to. So it's up to him now.
We're about to do 130 kilos each leg. So it works by, as you can see, us pushing single leg 1 at a time. We're doing 3 reps, so we're pushing it 3 times. And then we change onto the other leg.
Knees. Squat down. training, the competition between us, it is something that we don't tend to dwell on too much, because yes, we're all competitive, we're all athletes, and we want to be the best that we can in that race. But we tend to leave the racing, the competitive side of it down to the racetrack. Taking that second slot onto World Cup is going to be massive for me, and I've put everything I can into my training this summer with the idea and the goal of taking that second slot.
He goes, do you want the one that won Olympic silver? I was like, I want the best sled.
The comparison to Cool Runnings is unbelievable. I think it must be the most watched film that anyone of our generation has seen, because as soon as you mention bobsleigh, someone mentions Cool Runnings. It kind of shows you what us as Great Britain has to go through to be able to train, because we don't have ice, we don't have snow here, we don't have our own track for the winter. And if I had £1 for every time I've been compared to Cool Runnings, I would be a very rich man.
I'm now packing for the first few weeks of our season, so we go away from now until Christmas, so it's important that we get everything together in the bags, from our warm kit, from jackets and salopettes, right down to our lycra and our race equipment and kit as well. The Europa Cup's quite a big event for us this year. Whoever's ahead after the first 3 weeks is going to go on World Cup with the chance of going to the World Champs, on to the Olympic test event in Russia. So it's a big few weeks for me for the start of the season. We've had a good summer's training building up to this, and I think that we're the best prepared physically that we've ever been. It's going to be an exciting time. There's always going to be nerves for myself as the driver. It's going to be my job to pretty much finish the race off and get the sled to the bottom of the track. So I'm going to be a bit nervous, but it's not going to be too bad.
You can see he's hungry for it, so he's working hard, and you can see he wants it. So it's fantastic to work with someone like that, because again, you know, if you've got that team dynamics, it just drives you to do your best.
He's certainly got the physical potential to push hard enough and to run fast enough to be a medalist.
He's fun, responsible, always there to talk to.
One of his best attributes is his willingness to learn. And if he does have an accident on the ice, he wants to know why he had the problem, what happened, and then he invariably next run he does it better.
I love Rod to bits, he's like my brother.
You can see he's grinding for gold, and that's what it takes to get to the top. And for you to see that in an athlete, yes, I think he has the potential to medal.
Yes, we're all competitive, we're all athletes, and we want to be the best that we can in that race. You know, some people say to finish first you must finish.